Hey guys, today I'm doing a really cool fun tag video called the Minimalist Homemaker tag, and this tag was invented by my friend Shannon Torrens. She is a mum of 2 in the United States, and she is like me on a journey of minimalism and wanting to simplify her home. Shannon came up with 20 questions and tagged me to do these, so I'm really excited to be able to film this video for you guys today. I will link Shannon's channel at the end of this video and also in the description box below, so make sure you go and check out her channel. It is a really great channel. She's been doing a lot of decluttering and has a lot of great tips for anyone who wants to simplify what is in their home. If you're new to my channel, my name's Mel. I'm a working mum of 2. I currently work part-time, and I've been on a bit of a quest to declutter my home. So my channel was all about decluttering and organisation, and also some great mummy tips for any mums wanting to simplify their lives and just make motherhood a little bit easier. So I'd love to have you hit that red subscribe button below and join my YouTube family. Alright, so let's dive straight into the questions. Question number 1 is, has minimalism made staying home / working from home easier for you? Well, I work part-time 3 days a week in an office, but sometimes I have to work from home, and then I guess you could say for YouTube I'm working from home. So I definitely say minimalism has helped, because as I get rid of stuff, and I feel like I'm not quite there yet, but as I get rid of stuff and move towards the sort of space that I want to have, it is less cluttered, and I feel like you can focus more when you've got less clutter around you. Alright, the next question is, what is the best part of staying at home or working from home? So I would say not having to commute. Sometimes the traffic in Sydney and like the commute, there can be, transport hold-ups and that kind of thing can be a bit of a pain. So for me, it's the travel time. Like, I feel like there's a lot of wasted travel time. Question number 3 is, what is the hardest part of your home to keep minimal or under control? I would have to say it's actually outside our house. So any outside storage, and also on our back deck, I find is a little bit less in my control, because that is where my husband will keep a lot of his stuff for gardening, and he's bought, things like soccer goals for my son to practice soccer and things like that, and there's other toys, outdoor toys that we have, and I feel like it gets very messy outside. And my husband and I kind of have split it, where I sort of take care of the inside of the house and he takes care of more of the garden and the yard. But I feel like there's just a lot of clutter, and where he stores his stuff outside of the actual house, a lot of them, the things are like tools, and there's a lot of camping gear and all that kind of stuff that he wants to keep. So I feel like outside the home is the part that I have the least control over, what comes in and out of that part of our home. Alright, question number 4 is, has minimalism changed the time of day you wake up or go to bed? No, because I work around the kids. I don't think that in terms of my cleaning routine or my YouTube editing routine and things like that is dependent on how cluttered my space is. It's more to do with when I can get that quiet focused time to myself, so it really depends on the kids' schedules. Question 6, how often do you declutter or clean? Probably not as much as I'd like, but I do something every week in terms of decluttering, and I feel like at the moment I'm doing something every couple of days, because in the last, I think, few weeks I've been a bit frustrated. I feel like I'm not where I want to be in terms of the space in my house being as uncluttered as I want it to be, so I've kind of ramped up my efforts there. In terms of cleaning, I'll probably clean like a proper clean like once a week, and then I might do just little stuff, wiping down things throughout the week. I mean, I guess if you count doing dishes and wiping down countertops and things like that in your kitchen as cleaning, then I would clean every day. Question 7, do you have a minimal makeup routine, and did becoming minimal change your makeup routine? I think I do have quite a minimal makeup routine. I've only ever done one makeup routine on my channel, and I'll link that above for you in case you're interested in seeing that. And my makeup routine really hasn't changed from that, and in terms of my everyday makeup is probably really simple. And there are a lot of days, particularly when I'm at home, even if I run errands but I'm not like having to go to the office, I often will just not put on any makeup. I'll put on sunscreen and a moisturizer and that'll be it. But I feel like becoming a minimalist, or trying to become a minimalist, hasn't really changed my makeup routine at all. I think it's just, as I've gotten busier and had kids, then I've realised that I just don't have as much time to spend on grooming myself as I used to, and also makeup's never really been something that I've been really into, so I think my makeup routine has always been quite simple. What is the most cluttered area in your home? Okay, well, aside from the outside of a home, which I've talked about, I would say, well, it's kind of a toss-up between this room, my master bedroom, and our sort of guest room, study / playroom. And that is probably because it's got a closet in there that keeps all the miscellaneous stuff, and it's got extra toys that I don't want to keep in the lounge or my kids' rooms because I'm trying to keep their rooms quite uncluttered. But then I also feel like my master bedroom is quite cluttered, and I know it's supposed to be a haven, and that's what I want to get it to. But I feel like when I'm decluttering or when I'm tidying up before guests come, a corner of this room, of my master bedroom, is where I tend to dump everything that I don't want other people to see when they come into my home. So I'll just stash it in a corner behind the door, and that corner kind of gets kind of full because that's the stuff that I'm preparing to donate. And I've got bags of clothes that need to go in the donation bin or recycling to H&M, and a box of stuff that I'm trying to sell on like buy sell swap sites. I tend to put it in my bedroom because I feel like when we have people over, that's the place that they're less likely to go, is in here. Question 9 is, has being minimal made you more productive? I think it has, definitely in the rooms where I am happy, which would probably be like the bathroom and my living room. I feel like, and even my kids' rooms, I feel like because I've decluttered what I think is superfluous stuff, like superfluous toys or superfluous toiletries in my bathroom, I feel like those places are a lot easier to tidy up and to clean. And our bathroom is very small. You may have seen a small bathroom tour, which I'll link up above, and I recently did a second declutter of that, and I just feel like cleaning it is very easy because there's not so much stuff in the way, and it is a small bathroom as well. And then with the living room, I've gotten rid of a lot of toys and sort of made it easier to clean up. So when my husband and I pick up toys at the end of the evening, it only takes us like a couple of minutes to pick everything up, and then it feels like the space is really nice and clear. Question 10 is, do you feel you will be more or less minimal if you worked outside of the house? I feel like I am probably less minimal now that I work outside of the house because I have less time to sort of go to the shops, I guess, because I'm running back and forth commuting to work and picking up the kids from school and daycare. I feel like I've got less time to go to the shops. And also when I was at home, because I was on maternity leave for 2 years, when you're at home with children you feel like you need to go out and take them places every day, and sometimes it'll be too cold to go to the beach or to the park, so naturally I would take them to a shopping centre because I know it's warm there, there's baby changing rooms, there's coffee for me, and there's playgrounds that they can run around in. So I would tend to end up at shopping centres a lot when I was at home. I would naturally window shop and then naturally end up buying more stuff. Question 11 is, what is your never-ending chore or area to declutter? Well, the never-ending chore would definitely be laundry. I pretty much do laundry at least every second day, and I tend to try and do big loads and do it all at once, I guess, for more efficiency and like using less water and that kind of thing. Washing and folding is never ending, and I guess the never ending area to declutter at the moment, because of the stage we are at our lives, toys. So you can't stop people from giving your kids toys, or I don't want to stop people from giving my kids toys, and I don't want to pare back too much in that area in terms of putting too many restrictions on it, because I just feel like if I'm too strict it might go the other way. When they're older they might remember that I was too strict in giving them a limit on how many things they could have, and I feel like as adults then they might go the other way and become shopping addicts or become real collectors or hoarders. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I feel like that might be a thing. But yeah, I think toys, until they get to a certain age, it's just going to be one of those things that you need to manage and put some limits around. But I don't want to be too strict around it and make my kids feel like they're being deprived in some way as well. Has minimalism changed how you relax or spend your downtime? I think it's probably given me a bit more downtime, so I'm not having to tidy or clean as much. But again, like I said, I don't feel like my house is where it is at the stage where I want it to be. So I don't feel like it's had the effect that I want so far in terms of giving me more downtime or having a home that's easier to maintain. Question 13. Do you think you could be minimal if your significant other is not? Does your partner help with the minimizing? My partner is definitely not a minimalist or trying to become a minimalist, but I don't think that has to stop me from becoming a minimalist. I think you just need to respect each other's level of comfort in that area. So, I'm not going to stop my partner from buying things that he wants, but we will talk about things a bit more, I guess, because he can see the changes that I've made to our home. He can see that, in the evening it takes him hardly any time to have to pick up the toys in the lounge now before we go to bed, because I have gotten rid of so much. The more I declutter, I think the more he's sort of starting to look at his stuff and look at things in a new light, not just think, oh, I'm not using that, I'll just stuff that back in the closet. He'll actually look at that and go, oh, that's old, well, that's something I don't need anymore. So he'll say to me, oh, where's your donation bag or your donation box for this thing, and I can put that in there. So I think it's had the other effect, but it's not been so much me having to press upon him to get rid of stuff, it's been more me leading by example. Question 14. Do your kids know that you are a minimalist? I think my 6-year-old has a sense of it. 2-year-old would have no idea and wouldn't care. I don't think Bud would know what a minimalist is. I've never really used that sort of terminology around him. I've more talked about decluttering. I think he's aware that I'm trying to simplify things and not have so much stuff in our home, but I don't think he would relate to the term minimalist. Question 15. How do you keep clutter from entering your home? Well, I feel like I'm not doing the best job at the moment, because I'm still working on my own shopping habits. It's just also talking to my husband and just saying to him, I really love how the space is evolving in our home and it's becoming more uncluttered. Let's really just think about the purchases that we make. And also, from a financial point of view, it's going to be good for us to be able to save a little bit more and put a little bit more towards our mortgage as well. So question 16 is, what is your favourite room in the house? Is this the least cluttered room or the most clutter-free area in your home? And I would have to say yes. At the moment, my favourite room in the house is my bathroom, because I feel like I've decluttered as much as I can, and it's small, it's easy to clean, and it's it's just right for our little family, and I feel like it's got a good amount of stuff. Like, it's got all the things we need but not too much stuff in it, and yeah, it's just really easy to keep clean and tidy now that I've decluttered it, and I feel like I've pretty much gone as far as I can with it. So I feel like that's the first room in my house that I've really got to the stage where I want it to be. Question 17. What is your least favourite room in the house? Is this room more cluttered? Yes. So again, it'd have to be a toss-up between this bedroom and the office sort of guest room, which has toys in it as well. And so it's probably the office guest room, because I feel like this room, at least, we've got a new bed now, we've got some decor that I really like. So it's just that side of the room that I'm not that happy with. But yeah, with our guest room, I sort of want to turn it more into a really welcoming guest room and home office space, and I don't really want to have it as a dedicated toy room or playroom, which is what we thought at first we were going to do, because I feel like I don't want to encourage it to be filled up with toys and then have toys left out in a mess all the time, because it's easier to shut the door and ignore it. So I sort of just want to turn it more into like a homely kind of guest room and a nice sort of space for me to work from home. Question 18. Do you feel like your house has a minimalist look? No, definitely not. I think when I think of the minimalist interior design style, I think of very sort of stark and just not a lot of stuff out. And again, because my home is not where I want it to be, I definitely don't think it has that minimalist look. But also I like my home to have sort of a cozy, warm, homey feel, so I feel like that sort of typical minimalist interior design sort of look is not what I would be going for even once I've got my home to sort of the uncluttered state that I want it to be. The next question is, do you feel like your house is calmer because of minimalism? It has made me reassess, not just from a physical items point of view, but I feel like from looking at your relationships and just the clutter in your life and how you schedule your life and not being overscheduled. So things like that, I feel like my life is calmer because I'm more conscious of not cluttering up my schedule and not over-committing myself. And then also in relationships about, I'm the sort of person who wants to be friends with everybody, but I've sort of become to realise that I don't have time to do that, and I need to prioritise and focus my efforts on the people who are going to reciprocate and who I have a natural rapport with and get on well with and that kind of thing, because I can't be everything to everybody. So yeah, minimalism has definitely helped me be calmer in that way, and I feel like I'm still growing and evolving in that sense. Question 20 is, how long have you been thinking or living like a minimalist? I first started looking into minimalism in December 2017, so about a year and a half ago, or just a bit more than that, and started decluttering my home that sort of December, January, after reading the Marie Kondo book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying. But I feel like it probably wasn't until this year that I feel I can start calling myself a minimalist or becoming more minimalist. So last year it was more about decluttering, but I wasn't at the point where I felt so comfortable decluttering quite a lot of possessions, whereas now I feel like I've decluttered quite a few times and I feel like I have more of a minimalist mindset, if that makes any sense. Alright, so that was the last question. There are 20 questions, and now I have to tag somebody, and I have to say I think Shannon pretty much tagged everyone that I know who has sort of a minimalism or more simple life kind of YouTube channel. But I can think of one person who I can tag, a lovely knit lady called Alicia, and she has a channel on YouTube called Happily Ever Minimal, and she's also trying to become more minimal waste, and she has some great tips and some great videos on her channel. So I will link her channel above, and I'll also link all of the questions below in the description. So if you are also a minimalist or decluttering and simplifying your living space, I highly encourage you to give this tag a go if you want to, and give me a shout out on Instagram so I know to go and watch your video. Thanks again to Shannon Torrens for tagging me. I'll link Shannon's video somewhere in this page. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys.